This seems a lot like The Wizard of Oz. Stay away! There's magic here! Hey folks, welcome to Joel Reads Bible. I'm Joel and I read Bibles so that you don't have to, and we are done Leviticus. We're free! But I don't think we're free in the sense that we're gonna be having a good time entirely. I think we're free in the sense that it's like out of the frying pan into the fire, because we are now in Numbers, and I have a feeling that Numbers isn't going to give us a lot of fun stuff. I don't know if there's going to be laws, but I know there are going to be genealogies. And if you'll remember from Genesis, when I had to read these ridiculous names, I almost ended JRB at that time. So we'll see if we can make it through. I'm not going to ramble too much. We're going to get right into it because it's fresh. I have nothing to speak to from anything previously. This is just completely its own special thing. Welcome to Numbers. Here we go with chapter number 1. Yahweh spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the tent of meeting on the first day of the second month in the second year after they had come out of the land of Egypt, saying, okay, this is interesting. So there's 2 years that have passed. So that is actually fascinating to me because we get a bit of a timeline here. So now Moses is in the wilderness of Sinai. So he's not at the base of Mount Sinai, and he's in the tent of meeting. So they're on the move. And we learned that back at the end of Exodus, where it was like anytime the cloud comes down, everybody stops and just hangs out. And then when God decides, okay, we're going to go, then they go for a walk. And they're going to spend 40 years wandering the desert. So this is 2 years after they've left Egypt in the second month. And they have left Mount Sinai. In Leviticus, I think we were still on the mountain. I think God was still talking to Moses on the mountain. So now we're off the mountain, we're starting to wander, and Moses hangs out in the tent of meeting, probably because he's the highest of the high priests. And Yahweh says to him, take a census of all the congregation of the children of Israel by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number. They already used the title of the names, every male one by one. Every male. We want to make sure that we get all the guys' names. All the men, mainly the important people. Can we get all the names of all the important people that matter? What, do you want the names of the ladies? Not really. Not really. Not important. I said the names of the people that matter. The men. They're the only ones that... They're the only the ones that have ever mattered to me. I am Yahweh. From 20 years old and upward, all who are able to go out to war in Israel, you and Aaron shall count them by their divisions. With you there shall be a man of every tribe, each one head of his father's house. These are the names of the men who shall stand with you. What makes somebody kind of a human being is that they can go to battle. But this is going to be literally all the people. Am I about to read the names of 600,000 Hebrews? That can't be the case. That can't be what I have to do now. I'll end it. I'll end it. I'll rip this part out of the Bible. Let's see what happens. Of Reuben, Elizur, the son of Shedeur. Of Simeon, Shalimiel, the son of Zurishaddai. Of Judah, Nashon, the son of Aminadab. Of Issachar, Nethanel, the son of Zur. Of Zebulun, Eliab, the son of Helon. Of the children of Joseph, of Ephraim, Elishama, the son of Ammihud of Manasseh. Gamaliel, the son of Pedesur. Of Benjamin, Abidan, the son of Gideoni. Of Dan, Ahiezer, the son of Ammishaddai. Of Asher, Pagiel, the son of Ochran. Of Gad, Eliasaph, the son of Duel. Of Naphtali, Ahira, the son of Enan. Oh, thank goodness. It seems like that's over. That was brutal. If that's going to be Numbers, I don't want to do it. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The Bible does not want to be read. It does everything in its power, which is basically just like putting words on a page, to make you go, I hate this, and just close it. I don't want it. This is Joel Reed's Bible. What else am I going to do? So let's power through. These are those who were called of the congregation, the princes of the tribes of their fathers. They were the heads of the thousands of Israel. Okay, thank goodness. So those are just like the main guys. These are basically princes of the thousands. And by that, they mean hundreds of thousands, or at least tens of thousands, or 20s of thousands, because they have thousands upon thousands of people. This isn't just like, oh, there's 4,000 Israelites. No, this is like 600,000 men left Egypt. Moses and Aaron took these men who are mentioned by name. They assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their ancestry by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upwards, one by one. As Yahweh commanded Moses, so he counted them in the wilderness of Sinai. The children of Reuben, Israel's firstborn, their generations by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of the names, one by one, every male from 20 years old and upwards, all who were able to go out to war, those who were counted of them, of the tribe of Reuben, were 46,500. And I feel like we're going to be repeating the exact same thing over and over again as far as every male one by one. And that's what's going to be annoying here. But be that as it may, we're going to have to power through that. Of the children of Simeon, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, those who were counted of it, according to the number of names, one by one, every male from 20 years old and upwards, all who were able to go to war, those who were counted of them, of the tribe of Simeon, were 59,300. Of the children of Gad, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go to war, those who were counted of them, of the tribe of Gad, were 45,650. This is just obviously them writing out the census, right? Like, this isn't anything special. This is just like the most boring spreadsheet you could possibly read. And it just so happens to be in this Bible. I don't even know if it were to be true necessarily. It's just so boring. It's like I'm just sitting there literally reading some sort of dull government issued spreadsheet of some kind. Nobody would ever do that. I don't know why I don't have to do it. I'm choosing to do it, but nobody would ever do that and find anything interesting about it. But here we are. I could literally just like cut and paste most of this footage. I could just like cut their generations part and those who were counted and then read the next part. So like that would save a lot of time for everyone involved. Of the children of Judah, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go to war, those who were counted of them, of the tribe of Judah, were 74,600. Of the children of Issachar, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go to war, those who were counted of them, of the tribe of Issachar, were 54,400. Of the children of Nebulun, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go to war, those who were counted of them, of the tribe of Zebulun, were 57,400. Of the children of Joseph, of the children of Ephraim, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go to war, those who were counted of them, of the tribe of Ephraim, were 40,500. Of the children of Manasseh, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go to war, those who were counted of them, of the tribe of Manasseh, were 32,200. Of the children of Benjamin, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go to war, those who were counted of them, of the tribe of Benjamin, were 35,400. Of the children of Dan, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go to war, those who were counted of them, of the tribe of Dan, were 62,700. Of the children of Asher, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go to war, those who were counted of them, of the tribe of Asher, were 41,500. Of the children of Naphtali, their generations, by their families, by their fathers' houses, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go to war, those who were counted of them, of the tribe of Naphtali, or Naphtali, were 53,400. These are those who were counted, whom Moses and Aaron counted, and the 12 men who were princes of Israel, each one of his father's house. So all those who were counted of the children of Israel by their father's house from 20 years old and upward, all who were able to go to war in Israel, all those who were counted were 603,550. And so like in 2 years, 3,550 new people were born. It's interesting that they're doing a census and they're rounding the numbers, unless they are exact numbers. But I mean, I don't know like how censuses work, if they just like go round up to the nearest 10. I don't know if that's how that works, but that's how it seems to have worked in ancient Israel. But the Levites, after the tribe of their fathers, were not counted among them. For Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, they're special. I like the Levites. I gave them a whole book. They're better than everyone else. You can't put them with everyone because they're the special ones. They happen to own everything, and they are also the ones that are probably writing this book. Only the tribe of Levi you shall not count. Neither shall you take a census of them among the children of Israel, but appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of the testimony, and over all its furnishings, and over all that belongs to it. They shall carry the tabernacle and all its furnishings, and they shall take care of it, and shall encamp around it. When the tabernacle is to move, the Levites shall take it down, and when the tabernacle is to be set up, the Levites shall set it up. The stranger who comes near shall be put to death. So the stranger probably is anyone that isn't a Levite. This seems a lot like the Wizard of Oz, right? Like looking behind the curtain. The Levites are that little guy, right? They're like, stay away. There's magic here. You can't notice that all of this is just curtains and just like made stuff that we just like touch and knock around, and like everyone's touching the Ark of the Covenant. There's nothing special about it. So stay away. Don't pay attention until we've got it all set up. We have the smoke machine on. So everything looks really, really fancy and cool, because perception is reality, and we want to put on a good show for these people. So if anyone comes around, they're looking over a hedge. They're like, what is going on over there? Like, kill him! He's not supposed to know the secret. The children of Israel shall pitch their tents, every man by his own camp, and every man by his own standard, according to their divisions. But the Levites shall encamp around the tabernacle of the testimony, that there may be no wrath on the congregation of the children of Israel. The Levites shall be responsible for the tabernacle of the testimony. Thus the children of Israel did according to all that Yahweh commanded Moses, so they did. All right, guys, that was chapter 1. Not bad. Very repetitive, of course. Some really horrible names that I had to suffer through, but not horrible, and we got through it really quickly. We'll be back next time for Numbers chapter 2. Listen, subscribe, like this video, comment on it if you want to be so kind, and in the meantime, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.